Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Now, of course, we are thrilled to cover all of the action for the Slamdance Festival, and part of that is DIG, Digital Interactive Gaming, and I am sitting down with a highlight of this year's organization. We are with James Ryan, Adam Somerville, and Ben Samuel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so bad news. This is a pretty interesting project, I will say. It touches on a little bit of different subject matter, but this new digital interactive gaming, this is really an experience for the audience. They're not just sitting back watching a film like some traditional projects. Tell me how you all got together and collaborated on something like this.
So we're all PhD students. We were PhD students. Ben Samuel over here actually just defended his dissertation, so he's now Dr. Ben Samuel.
Big old doctor.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that was a couple weeks ago, but we met a couple years ago in our research lab at UC Santa Cruz. So we're in a research lab called the Expressive Intelligence Students Studio.
Studio, yeah.
And we're students in the studio, and we do stuff with artificial intelligence. So it's a computer
I would have
science
completely referenced you as doctor had I known.
I should have.
You should have just laid that down right.
It's still new to me too. I'm getting used to it.
Get used to it. You earned it. So this bad news, it deals with some darker subject matter, right? But in a pretty creative and innovative way. How did you come up with that initial concept when you went to develop the game?
So in part, death comes up a lot in games, like, you're playing Call of Duty or whatever, and like hundreds of people die, and it's very sort of cavalier with death, but death is very meaningful to all of us, and the main way that we interact with death in our own lives is, the other people who in our lives who pass away. So we sort of wanted to focus on, what happens to the people sort of left behind by a death. And so that's sort of what Bad News is about trying to figure out who a deceased person was and who affected them in their lives and who will be affected by their passing.
I think that's so interesting because a lot of the criticism of games is that it desensitizes people, whether it be to violence or whether it be to sex or whether it be to death. And you've actually decided to go the opposite route and dig in even deeper in a gaming environment.
Completely, yeah. And in addition to having an honest, somber portrayal of death, we hope that it enables audiences to gain a newfound or deeper appreciation for the inherent wonder and splendor and indeed tragedy that just happens in the seeming mundanity of everyday life.
So when people come in and they experience Bad News, what is your goal for the takeaway when they head out and they get their coffee and they want to discuss it? What are some of the points that you hope they take with them?
I think sort of going off of what Ben just said, we want people to sort of leave with this sort of magical haze where they see everyday life a little bit differently, and maybe they're thinking about the time they get to spend with their loved ones differently, and they're thinking about sort of just how they go about the world and conversations they have with people, and sort of have this sort of different view that they take away.
And I think that DIG, especially with Slamdance, it's growing and growing. I think gaming is really going to be the next generation of artistry, if you will. You guys are pretty much living the dream in terms of so many people that are watching saying, I want to do this. How do I do this? A little bit of the background. I mean, obviously, if you're all meeting in a PhD program,
yes.
This isn't something you just fell into, right? How did this get started?
Although it is, we did sort of fall in. It started as a purely digital game between James and I, and we had this deep simulation. He had this deep simulation, but we weren't able to bring it to the surface. And so people were like, I play it, and I think there's something going on, but I can't get it. And we're like, we need to bring out the human element, and who's more human than human? So we brought in.
Bring in the doctor.
A genuine human being.
And he's also a trained improv actor, does long form improv. I won't give you a resume for you, but
Please introduce him and then hand it off.
All doctors except.
Yes.
I as an undergraduate, I double majored in both computer science and theater arts. I did theater.
Wow, that's a unique combination, isn't it?
I like to think so.
Wow, okay.
And I did theater growing up. I was on Hulu's first original scripted programming, Battleground, and
love it.
The New York Times lauded his performance. They call it the reason to watch the show.
So I guess like for the folks watching at home who maybe want to get into this,
yeah.
For my path at least, as cliche as it may sound, I followed my bliss. I found the things that I enjoyed doing. I loved performing. I loved playing games and designing games, and I just tried to to fill my life with as many opportunities to do both of those things as possible. And I got extremely lucky that this opportunity arose that was this perfect combination of
I
my
don't
two
think
loves.
it's luck. I think that was just preparation, meeting opportunity, and it was meant to happen.
I like that. I like that
Yes,
too.
don't call it luck. You guys, this was definitely a meant to be synergy for sure, but that is an impressive background, I'm going to say. The artistry and then the computer science, we'll call you well-rounded.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we'll call you well-rounded.
Appreciate
So is there anything that specifically you guys are looking forward to just as a spectator for Slamdance Sundance Festival this week?
Well, one problem is that when we're putting this on, one player plays it for an hour at a time, and the actor, of course, has to be acting during that hour. As part of my job, I have to be doing a sort of performance and maintenance of what's going on, and then
I'm the carnival barker.
the carnival barker, so the public-facing
I like
member
it.
talking
I like
to people. So we don't have much time when we go and perform places to actually engage
participate
around.
and engage. You're really the show, the three of
And
you.
we're going,
Exactly.
all day, every day. So hopefully we get some
incredible.
breaks.
But really
and
what we
see some
hope
stuff.
to get out of it is just interacting with the people who are here, and I mean that's what makes it worthwhile for us.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
Well, and I'm sure
So-
to see something that probably started over a cup of coffee come to fruition
Yeah.
at the festival and be able to share it with so many people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's unbelievable.
That's
It's
the
a
goal,
huge
right?
honor to be here.
We will probably pretty much double the number of people who have ever played the game in the course of this week that we are here. So
Very exclusive.
It's not
a
going
very
to just be your
exclusive,
friends
so,
and your
yeah.
yeah, exactly. You're going to expose it. Well, I think it sounds like a phenomenal project, and you guys obviously have so much fun together, which I think is so important in the success of anything that people do. So congratulations. Welcome to Park City, and hopefully you'll sneak away for a little bit of fun.
hope so.
All right. And if people want to participate in Bad News, where can they go?
They can go to the Treasure Mountain Inn, to the digital interactive gaming room. I think it's the Alder room. I could
Yep,
be wrong.
that's
It's free for anyone. You don't need any passes or anything like that.
Yep, so just come on by. So Bad News, as we said, it takes an hour to play through. You pretty much have to schedule ahead of time, but come talk to me if you want to play.
On a Saturday, we're
Yes.
having a more public performance
At the Polytechnic.
at the Polytechnic, so that if you-
Fantastic.
5 p.m. Saturday.
5 p.m. Saturday. Everybody has that. 5 p.m. Saturday.
And that's
All right.
free as well.
I love that it's free, so this really makes it accessible for everybody. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
All right, if you want to experience the human side of gaming, make sure you head over to Treasure Mountain Inn and do Bad News for yourself. This is the Mountain Morning Show. We're going to be back with much more Slamdance coverage right after this.